Scribble.
What's up, besties? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Scribbles, the artist and crocheter behind Eclectic Scribbles, and in today's video we're going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to show you how I create and format my stickers for my sticker sheets. I haven't done a how I make my stickers in quite some time, so I thought I would do an updated version of that. And in the last video I was talking about a Totoro sheet that I wanted to have done, so this is me finishing it up. I already had it sketched out and then lined out, so this is just the coloring process. I am so sorry about the dogs who decided to just start scratching as soon as I started talking in the background because I can't do anything about it. Anyways, so I'm coloring this in, and I do not use the color fill option anymore because I have my brush set the way that I want it to be, and it leaves this texture behind, which you're gonna see in some of the other clips. You can see the texture that it leaves so that it's not just a flat color. But here I am just going through, and I sort of do this color by color. So anywhere that I want this sort of white, light gray color, whatever you want to call it, I put on one layer. And then when I go in to do the gray Totoros, I do them on a separate layer. And all of the colors have their designated layer. So while you're watching me go through the coloring process layer by layer of this sticker sheet design, I'm going to remind you, if you haven't already, to smash that subscribe button down below and ding the little notification bell so you're informed each and every time I upload new content. And if you enjoy this video or find it helpful at all, please hit the little thumbs up button down below. I am just slowly coloring each one of these in. I have several sheets that I'm going to be making this month. This is just the first of those. I've got 2 Pokemon sheets and a brand new theme for my Patreon collection as well. It's going to be an Earth Witch collection, so that's going to be really fun for me to work on. I am going now and I am working on the blue Totoros here. So this is really just I don't know how to put it. This is a soothing process for me where I'm just going in and coloring it just like you would in a coloring book. So this is something that just takes my mind off of everything, and I just sort of go with the flow, ignore everything, just drown everything else out that's happening around me, and I just work on coloring these in. I find it very, very therapeutic. So if you've never tried to color things in as a sort of release from the world, as just a distraction, something to occupy your mind and just let go and think about absolutely nothing, I would highly suggest that you do this. If you want, you can join my Patreon, and each and every month I put out coloring pages of some of my newest designs, and those would be perfect for you to mindlessly go in and color. While I'm mentioning my Patreon, it is free for everybody to join. You can join as a free member if you would like to be part of our fam and get all of the up-to-date notifications. But yeah, it's a fantastic place. You can get the sticker collections each and every month. You can get podcasts and downloads and all kinds of things each and every month that we have up for grabs, and I'm going to even be adding more stuff to the rewards soon. So once everything has flat colors, I go in and disable the background layer so I can clean up any of the edges, and then I turn it back on so that I can color. I use multiply layers and overlay layers to add a little bit of just shading and dimension to each one of the little characters. So you'll see me doing that with the little gray ones here. The outside edges are a little bit darker, and then towards the inside of the bodies and the faces, I try to make those a little bit lighter. It just gives a little bit more depth to each one of the pieces, I guess. These aren't going to be like super big, super detailed stickers. These are going on a planner sticker sheet, so they don't need to be like overly rendered and overly detailed. I find that the details sometimes get lost in the printing process because they are such small little designs. So I am doing my best to pull back the amount of detail that I try to put into these things, because it just is a lot of work on my end, and it doesn't always translate into a small sticker sheet. So these things, all of these things are going to be fit on a 4 1/4 by 6 1/2 sticker sheet. So most of these are like little 1 to 1.5 inch sort of stickers, and sometimes even smaller than that. So while it is fun to get in there and render them all out while you're on a large canvas like this, it really does get lost as soon as you start to shrink it down to where it fits into everything. So I'm trying to rein myself in from doing something like that, and I am just adding small details, and I will be adding a little bit of like shading as far as the bodies are concerned, give them a little bit more definition, but that's it. I usually go in and like render the crap out of these things, and yeah, it just gets lost. So it's just a lot of work that nobody is ever gonna notice. Here I am with that just little bit of shading. I'm just touching the edges of some of these things where the shadows would be hitting, and doing this on a multiply layer, and I am really not focused on, you know, being super specific as to where I'm letting these shadows lay. I just want a little bit more definition, and I'll bring this down in opacity so that you can't see it quite as much, but this is all of the dimension that I'm going to be adding to these little guys. So I'm just going to go through, and you'll see me when I go to change the opacity of this layer. Again, this is a multiply layer. I just pick one of the colors that is available on the stickers so far. I think I just went with one of the grays, and it is going to work absolutely fine. And I'm just hitting each one of the little sticker designs with just a little bit of shadow, and that is going to pretty much wrap it up for this. In the next couple of clips, I'm going to start to show you how I create the actual sticker part of the sticker sheet as well. So before that, I forgot, I'm so sorry. We are going to also hit the other edges on the opposite sides of where we did our shadows with a just tiny bit of highlight on our overlay layer. And again, this is something that I'm going to bring down the opacity of, but I'll leave it at 100% while I'm actually doing the highlighting, so that I can see clearly where I have put highlights and where, you know, there might still need to be a little bit of highlight as well. So you saw me just pull it down to about 70%. I pull my shadows down to about 50% so that they're nice and subtle. And I do like adding blush to certain things, so you'll see me put that in here, but I noticed that it's really pink, like it's super pink. So I'm gonna adjust the colors a little bit, and then I'm gonna put a little blush on several of the characters, making sure that it's not, you know, actually in their eyes. But that's how I do that. Alright, to make the actual stickers, we are going to flatten all of those layers together so that they are on one layer. We're going to duplicate that layer, and then we are going to use the alpha lock to fill that layer in with white. You see me hit alpha lock and then fill layer, and then I'm going to take the alpha lock off of that layer, and we're going to use a Gaussian blur. I have mine set to about 13. You can make it as big or as little as you want, but I'm going to blur the white layer till I'm satisfied, and then I'm going to use the selection tool set to automatic and color fill, and I am going to tap on the background where there's nothing, and then I'm going to hit the invert button, and that is going to give us our sticker edges. I will note that when you do this, it makes very rough edges, so you can go over that with a smooth pen, or we can fix it later in post. But here we are, and now what I'm going to do is copy my canvas, and I'm going to move over to a file that I have that is preset for the backgrounds of the sticker sheets that I do. So I use the same backdrop every time, and I just convert the colors to what I need. So we're going to paste all of our things in here. I'm going to move that up out of the background files layer, and I am going to start to move everything around so that it fits on this sticker sheet nicely. This is where I go in and I rearrange everything. I make sure that everything is the size that I want it to be, and I just play around with the layout until I get everything where I need it to be. So you'll see me making little adjustments here. Sometimes I have to sort of cut and paste something out of the way, like this guy here. I'm going to have to get him out of the way so that I can move the little clover guy over, and it's just going to fit better that way. So you can put each one of these stickers on their own little layer and just move them around until your heart is content. That is absolutely fine as well. You see me bringing him back in here, so he fit better over here on the other side of my logo. And I'm just going to continue to look at everybody, see if they're the size that I want, make sure that they're not touching anything else, so that when my sticker files are in my actual cutting software, you know, I don't run into any issues. I'm going to move all of these little guys down the bottom as well, and we're just going to rearrange everything super quickly, and I will show you what I do next here in just a second. All right, everyone is in their place now. We've got plenty of room between each of the stickers. So what I'm going to do is make sure that my background matches the stickers themselves. So I just picked the blue off of one of my little blue dudes, and I'm just adjusting the colors in my background layer. And if you want more in-depth looks at my background layers or anything like that, just let me know, and I'll do a sticker sheet tutorial on how I set my backgrounds up. But you can just see me going in and using the fill to adjust the blues in, or the purples to blues in this sticker sheet, so that it matches and everything looks nice and aesthetically pleasing to the eye for this. All right, so the next thing that I like to do is just fill in the gaps a little bit with cute little doodles. I just do a bunch of little hearts or little dashes or little circles, little sparkles, just something just to fill in that empty space where there's not enough room to like put another sticker. This is completely optional. You absolutely do not need to do this. This is just me being extra. Like always. So that is the next thing that I do. I just go in and fill the gaps in a little bit, and I believe Whiskey was trying to get in my lap and the thing shook. But yeah, this is what I do to be extra on each of my little sticker sheets. Sometimes I even make these into little stickers themselves. So yeah, this is a completely optional step. You absolutely do not need to do this, but if you want to be a little extra, be a little extra. I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you if you want to be a little bit extra, because I do it all the time. So the next thing we need to do is export. So I'm going to go to my layers. I'm going to take my background files, and I'm going to hold down the background files button so that that's the only thing showing. And I'm going to go to share, and I'm going to share a PNG of this image over to my computer. So I just airdrop it over to my iMac and wait for that to get done. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go in and do the exact same process when we're ready to put our stickers out as well. So you're going to go back and you're going to see that I turn off the background layer and only turn on the stickers next, so that they have a transparent background just like that. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to share a PNG over to my computer for that as well. Sometimes it likes to be a little slow and take a minute, but that is going to have two files over on my computer. The background file, which is not going to have anything cut on it, it will just cut around the outside, and then the sticker files themselves. So we'll move over to the computer here in just a second, and I will show you how I format them in my Silhouette software. All right, so now we're in silhouette. The first thing that I'm going to do is turn on my registration marks, which is right there at the top. We're going to turn that on. And then what we need to do is we need to bring in both of our files from our computer. So first, I'm going to pull in my background file because it is going to be the one that is on the bottom. I'm going to make sure that it has the correct like border around it, and it'll cut around the outside and nothing about the inside will be touched. And then I am going to pull in the stickers, and I'm going to center them together and make sure that the placement is the way that I want it. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in the sticker file right there, and we need to make sure that the cut line is set to a different setting than our background layer. So then what I need to do is go up and change the color of the cut line. So my machine knows that this is a different setting. I changed mine to purple, the background is red, and then I need to go in and simplify those rough edges. If you see all those little boxes that pop up, those represent a blade turn, and if you leave them the way that they are, that blade is going to have a hard time, and it is just going to chugga all around your design. It's going to take forever. So if you go up there and you hit that button and simplify the cut layer, it is going to run so much smoother and just take so much less time. So then we've got it centered right here. This looks good to me. The placement looks good. Everything is good. I group it together. I turn it on its side and adjust it down to the 4.25 by 6.5 dimensions that I want it to be at. And I use my sticker sheets go 2 up. So I'm going to copy it and then paste it in the front. And then I'm going to pull it straight down so that I have 2 copies of the same sticker sheet on each one of my sheets so that nothing goes to waste. And then I will set the settings according to how my blades on my machines cut and go from there. And then that's it. Once they have cut, it is a beautifully assembled little sticker sheet. But that's all I do. I send it to my printer, I put it on the mat, and it is good to go. I stick it in my cutter and off and away. So I hope that you found this helpful. I will show you the actual finished sticker sheets here in just a moment. All right, so here is our finished sticker sheet. This is a little difficult for me to do with one hand, but I am just going to show you that they are kiss cut nicely. They came out of our silhouette in one go. That is the benefit of doing silhouette over Cricut. It is able to handle the duality of the outside with the kiss cut on the inside as well. There are tricks that you can use, like duplicating the background layer 4 additional times and leaving that behind the actual background layer so that it cuts the sticker sheet out when you're doing sticker sheets on Cricut. If you would like a more in-depth tutorial on how I do them on a Cricut, let me know down in the comments. But let's leave some blue hearts down in the comments for our little blue dudes here. And I'm going to get back to making more sticker sheets for you guys. And we'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, definitely leave me a comment below. Smash that thumbs up button, and I will see you in the next video. I love you. I love your faces. Look at my little dudes here. They're so cute. All right. I love you. I love you. I love you. Goodbye.